What up, though, TikTok? It's your boy Johnny with more perception. I want to say glory be to God, and let's dive right into it. So first of all, I just want to start this one off by saying I don't even know if I'm fully equipped to take this one on. But I do want to offer some type of perspective because I understand what it's like to be betrayed by those that's supposed to love you most. You know what I'm saying? We all done been in these situations, even if it ain't family. It could be a husband, a wife, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But for you, it was your brothers. It's actually counterintuitive to the spirit and to what God wants for you to hold on to things for life. So what I'm suggesting in this moment is figuring out a way to let it go. Now, I know that you've expressed a little bit more in the comments how you don't trust them, but you're not really holding on to malice. That's a good thing. When you start to this is how you know you got some type of a different emotional intelligence and you've healed, like you've evolved in your mental, and your emotional and your spiritual. It's because when you can look back at a situation and you don't have the same emotional response like when it first happened, like with a trauma victim, somebody who thinks about the situation, they start displaying signs of trauma. When you don't have that feeling that you used to have, you know that some healing is taking place. So this is how you do the introspection on a very simplistic level. Think about the memory. If it don't hit the same, you know you've made progress. Now, again, just because you figured out a way to forgive things, you're never going to forget. You changing the dynamics of the relationship, not trusting them, that's completely warranted. This ain't directed at you. I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you, but the reality, it's not our fault that people do dirty deeds and hurt us. I mean, people can be quite evil, literally. That our own family can be evil and desensitized to love, just don't know how to love. It's not our fault, but it's our responsibility to change it, right? To not be impacted. One of the devil's greatest tricks is putting a person through trials and tribulations, putting a demon in your path, right? And then you make it through the trial, but you don't come out unscathed, obviously. What happens is you start to change from the test. So now you are less trusting, not just of your family, probably people in general. It probably has altered your character, but this is a devil's game. It's a very hard thing to maintain who you are when you go through something so traumatic as that. But this is a true testament of your will. So you got to get a piece of yourself back, because these situations will literally steal pieces of ourselves. That is trauma. And this piece of you is locked in the past. It's locked in the quantum matrix in that past event, but it is presently affecting you. Maybe not so far deeply in terms of your emotions, but in your walk through life, it definitely is, and rightfully so. But I'm gonna pose a question, and not just to you, to everybody. It's okay for things to hurt us and tear us down, but at what point do they make us stronger? So it's up to each of us to basically be the determining factor for the things that we go through, and if we allow it to actually be food for our soul or poison. That's the reality. The devil will trick you into holding on to things that other people did, holding on to other people's sins, and then it changes your character. And it might block a blessing or block a good person from your life because your perception is distorted from this past event that you could have grown from. Maybe learned deeper levels of love, appreciation, how to be a better friend, son, brother, mother, father, uncle, auntie, whatever it is, right? But sometimes we stay stagnant because the pain and in the chain of events, it cuts so deep. Spiritually, we need to be able to transcend the evil that was bestowed upon us, transcend the suffering, right? Because what's happening is you're under a trance. To transcend is transcend. You're putting an end to the trance. You're under a spell. Trauma, pain, suffering, trials, tribulations, your own family trying to unalive you, your own cousin robbing you, your own brother sleeping with your wife, whatever it is, these things, it puts you under the trance of trauma, the trance of suffering. And it tricks you into holding on to it and justify holding on. This is my suffering. That's what's taking place. We can't see it because it's a dual reality, but that's what's happening on the other side of the spectrum. There's a piece of you that's like, this is my suffering. I'm holding on to it and I'm going to justify doing it. Oh, but it doesn't benefit us. We got to let it go. We got to transcend. We got to transcend. I'm sorry you went through what you went through. I put my heart into this one. I don't know if I can actually relate, not to the bag, but to family doing something very grimy. And this is how I know. It's a work in progress. Forgiveness, until you actually forgive completely, forgiveness is a literal daily battle. Forgiveness is a daily test, bro. Just like being a Christian or just like your job. You got to work daily to keep your job. Or sometimes you got to forgive daily to actually find forgiveness. It's not just a one-time thing. So keep planting the seeds and you will see what kind of fruition. It's the same thing with the seeds of trauma that get planted in all of us. All right, I'm on.